After years of waiting and wondering why they didn't exist, they are finally here. Say hello to the Peak Design outdoor bag line. In this video, we'll talk about the two outdoor backpacks, the 25-liter and the 45-liter, as well as everything that they have to unpack. Now, I really have so much to say. As a landscape photographer, I've always wanted and I've always wished for outdoor-oriented backpacks from Peak Design. More than the two of these, actually, there is an entire line that consists of the backpacks, the slings, and additional accessories that will make carrying your camera gear or your personal items a lot easier if you are going outdoors, hiking, trekking, or camping. Now, I want to be as quick and concise as possible because, again, there's so much to say about these bags. But let's start with the generalities. Of course, these bags were made possible with climate-neutral efforts. They were made with fair trade standards, meaning that the workers who made these bags also benefit from them. And of course, just like any other Peak Design bag, the whole thing is made from recycled material to help the environment. Now, two backpack size variants and three color variants. We have here the black one, this is the 45-liter one, and this is Cloud, and this is a 25-liter one. And the other color that you can choose from is called Eclipse. Now, let me try to go as systematic as possible here. We're gonna go from front to side to inside, and lastly will be the rear panel. Now, in general, both backpacks will have a TPU surface on the front. And this is obviously really good in resisting moisture. Now, when you tug on this puller right here, it's going to open the top and the front compartment. Right here, just behind the TPU layer, there is a huge front pocket wherein you can store some items that you need to have quick access to whenever you're hiking or you're traveling. And let's try and see if this fits here. Yes, it does. And as you can see, you can maybe put a jacket there, some pieces of clothing, some extra accessories, anything that you might need easily accessible right there. Now, inside this pocket are also some extra cords that can help you attach other accessories and other pouches. And we're going to talk about that later on. Now, on the side of the front surface, there is also a side pocket right here, a front side pocket where you can put small stuff like maybe your phone, your wallet, your keys. And the same thing also exists on the other side. Now, for the 25-liter, there is a mesh pocket right here on this side and another mesh pocket right here on this side. Now, very quickly, we're going to jump to the 45-liter because one difference that you might want to know is that on the 45-liter, there are two mesh pockets on each side. Now, obviously, this can hold a travel tripod here on the bigger pocket and maybe a water bottle or something else on the smaller pocket. Same goes for the other side. Now, going back to the side pockets of the 25-liter, as you can see here, it can also hold a travel tripod with or without a bag, actually. Now, do note that it is a mesh pocket. It will have a bit of stretching, and basically what you put here will also have an effect on the space you have for the entire bag. Now, again, once you pull this tab away from the rest of the backpack, that's going to reveal not just the front pocket, but also this roll-up top access. Now, this top access will give you the ability to reach into the entire main compartment, of course, depending on what you have inside. Since this top access basically rolls up if it has space, it also expands to your needs to a certain extent. At the same time, by default, if it's not overly packed, it will close on its own with this magnetic latch. Now, of course, the main access for both sizes of the outdoor backpack will be this huge zipper, a reinforced zipper, might I add, that opens to the entire main compartment. And of course, now that entire rear surface is also actually a sleeve for your laptop. This is a 14-inch laptop. It's the Asus ZenBook Duo 2024, and it fits perfectly inside there. You can also fit an iPad in there. But of course, it's an outdoor backpack. You can fit up to a 15-inch here. no 16 or 17-inch laptops. You wouldn't want to bring those out in the wilderness anyway. Now, what can fit inside the main compartment of the 25-liter? Here I have this medium camera cube V2, and as I've already said in past videos, this can carry 1 to 2 camera bodies with 3 to 4 lenses depending on the size. Even though we have this medium camera cube, this can actually accommodate up to the medium or the slightly bigger version of this camera cube, because as you can see, if we take this out, there is more room that is being occupied here by the empty packing cubes that I have for the purposes of a demonstration later on. But as you can see, we have this medium camera cube. It can fit even the medium camera cube. And then also here up top, we have the 2-liter tech pouch in Coyote. So generally, because it can fit up to the medium camera cube, then technically you can bring maybe 3 bodies with 4 to 6 lenses, again, depending on the size. Now, one similarity that these bags have to the Peak Design travel backpacks is the fact that they were made to be shells for the camera cubes or the packing cubes or all of the other packing tools in the Peak Design lineup. And because of that, there are some loops right here that you can use. So you can use the clips that come with your camera cubes to secure the camera cubes inside of the outdoor backpacks using all of the loops and all of the handles that you have in them. Now, take note, for this demo, I only attached the clips on this side, as you can see here. But at the very least, it's going to keep it inside there. Now, something you might find useful is also whenever you're using the camera cubes, take note that you can actually remove the padding on the top flap of the camera cubes. So if we do that, take that out, or alternatively, you can fold it so that you only have half of it reinforced by the padding, if that is going to be beneficial for you. But if not, then you can roll this down and stow it right under, and it will be, just another layer, a thin layer though, of protection that you have at the bottom of the backpack. But you don't need that anyway, because you have the very thick padding of the camera cube as well. Now that will be handy, of course, later on if you want to reach into the backpack using the top access or just partially opening the sides of the entire main access or the rear access, because of course you don't have this in the way anymore. Now personally though, I would prefer to see the camera cubes with maybe a zippered access here on top so that you can reach in using the top access without having to open the main zipper of the camera cube, or maybe on the side right here. I just think that will make it easier when you don't want to set the entire bag down to get your gear, especially when you are shooting while walking in relatively rugged terrain. Now that we've basically unpacked my 25-liter outdoor backpack, well, this is what I want to show you. Now, as I said earlier, this outdoor backpack was designed to be a shell to carry all the other packing tools, specifically the packing cubes and the camera cubes, depending on what you need. And the reason why I want to call it a shell is because when you've taken everything out, it flattens to basically this thin. I don't want to measure. You can find that on the information, but basically this is thinner than the laptop I have here, except of course for the padding that we have here on the back and on the shoulder straps. But the whole bag itself, the whole shell, is very thin. In fact, when I traveled to the Sony Kando trip a couple of weeks ago, I had both of these bags in my checked luggage so that I could test them out and switch onto them while I was also using the travel backpack for my camera gear flying to Bali. Now, in comparison, let's talk about the 45-liter and what it can carry inside. So same format, we have here on the back axis, technically the same laptop sleeve. Alternatively, This can also be used for a hydration pack. However, if you're a photographer and you don't want the hydration pack anywhere near your cameras, then you can also put your hydration pack here on the front pocket right behind the TPU surface. Now when we open the back access and open this flap, you can see that it is now holding the large Peak Design camera cube, also with a bit of space. Now, aside from the large camera cube, how much more space do we have inside? Now, just for the benefit of this demonstration, instead of having the camera cube on the bottom, I'm just gonna push it up so I can show you what else can fit. I'm gonna push it just a little bit, not with too much force, and you can see that it can fit the 2-liter tech pouch right here. However, there is actually still a bit of space. Let me take out this tech pouch, push this all the way up to the edge of the roll-up top. Let me see if I can squeeze in this medium camera cube. And yes, I read the brief on these backpacks. I don't remember it saying that it can fit this medium along with the large one inside right here, but it does. Let me close this up real quick. Pull this back down. We open up the roll-up top with the magnetic latch and then put in the medium, SM medium camera cube. And at full capacity, it can fit the large and this medium together inside the 45-liter. And there is still a bit of space. We can put in this thing right here to show you that it can still fit inside. So maxed out, the 45-liter can carry that much. Now in theory, how much gear can that hold? This medium can carry 2 bodies with 3 lenses. The large camera cube can carry, say, 270 to 200 telephoto lenses with 2 bodies and maybe 2 additional medium-sized lenses. Now, as I try to catch my breath after saying all of that, let's talk about the rear panel. Of course, this rear panel is padded, of course, not just to protect your gear, but also to keep you comfortable. Because this backpack was, of course, made for long treks and long hikes. So ideally, you'd want a bit of foam on the straps and on the rear panel to help you feel comfortable as you go. At first, I thought, well, there's a lot going on the rear panel, but at the end of the day, you use it to carry. Now, let's go from top to bottom. Here we have a handle, of course, that you can use if you're just carrying it with your hand, just like that. And right beside it are loops that you can use to switch where basically the straps are pulling onto the front panel. So we have here this hook that's connected to the shoulder strap, and you can move it on to the higher loop right here. And basically what that's gonna do is pull this part higher instead of on this part, and that is actually going to affect how the load is distributed. Now, more importantly, depending on your body size and body type, you can actually switch where the shoulder straps are connected by unhooking this right here on top. As you can see, there's basically a hook here and a loop here, and you select one of 4 options in terms of the height of where the shoulder strap is connected. And what that's gonna do is help you compress the weight closer to the center of gravity so that it's not dangling so much, and it will be more efficient while carrying it. Now, to switch to a different attachment point, basically all you need to do is insert the loop here, and once you've inserted it all the way, then pull the hook to the side and make sure that it is securely fastened right here. So that is how you adjust the height. And many people ignore these on their backpacks, but these actually matter. So if and when you get one of these, using my affiliate code, thank you, be sure that you take a bit of time to fit and see which of the attachment points will give you the most comfort while carrying your backpack. Now let's talk about the shoulder straps. Inside is basically a perforated and breathable foam so that there is still air circulation and it is easier to dry if and when it gets wet by the rain or by your own sweat. Now there are also loops right here that can be attachment points for the two chest straps right here. And down here we have a mesh pocket that you can use to stow your phone or other small items. And on the other side, there is one as well. Now, something I didn't notice at first is that there is actually an extra feature on this shoulder strap. And that's the fact that right behind the mesh pocket, as you can see here, it goes all the way to the other side. Because you can use this as a secure attachment point if you have the Peak Design capture clip for your camera. So if you're wearing the backpack and you have the capture clip, then you can very easily walk around with your camera hanging on the shoulder strap. Now again, this also comes with two chest straps right here that can also again help you balance the load of the backpack, especially if it is getting heavier. However, if you don't really like using that, then also you can use this pocket that we talked about earlier to keep the straps. Or alternatively, if you're not going to use it as a chest strap, you can use any of the loops that you can find all over the bag. And as you can see, you can attach this strap and this strap onto the loops of your other accessories, such as the tech pouch or even the new ultralight packing cubes. Now, something very crucial for outdoor backpacks is actually stowed right behind the rear padding right here. And all you have to do is pull it out just like this and do it on the other side. And of course, we now have a waist strap. So again, the straps just flap out like that, and they are also removable. Or you can use the loops of the tech pouch to turn basically the waist strap into a waist pack. Now, I've been using the tech pouch to carry my filters, so if ever I am shooting with the backpack right behind me, I can still have my filters handy right here. Just not like this, because I apparently attached it upside down. But you get the point. Now, the 25-liter, as you can see, does not have that sleeve behind the padding. However, it does open up right here, and you can reveal the attachment points. So it does not readily come with the waist strap. However, you can get that separately, and it comes like this. So basically, all you need to do is reach in, slide this button latch right here inside, and pull. And it's connected already. When we go to the other side, the button latch, open it up right here, slide it in, pull, it snaps in place. And now we have waist straps. Now personally, I really like the fact that you can remove them when you don't want to use them, because while these are outdoor backpacks, while these are backpacks that we would use for hiking and trekking and camping and all that stuff, sometimes you're also going to want to use these on more casual things. No one's going to stop you from using the outdoor backpacks as your walk-around backpack in the city, or if you're traveling lighter, you can also use that. So the beauty of this entire system, just like the travel backpack system, is basically how modular everything is. You can change everything up to the point that if you take out the compartments, you have this very thin shell. And there we go. You know what? I'm not even gonna call this video a review video. More than anything, this was a demonstration. And given all the configurations that you can use, the 45 and the 25-liter outdoor backpacks, I think it's more of a matter of, number one, deciding if you like any of them, and number two, deciding on how to use them if you choose to use them. While I am gonna say that I love how this turned out, specifically how I showed you, and this is basically how I'm gonna use these backpacks. I love how they turned out, but at the end of the day, it will depend on how you use them that will be the basis of whether you like them or not. So personal review, personal opinion, I like them this way. I like them to be used just basically how I showed you they can be used, but you can change them up to different configurations. And personally, I might not even like those. And so I think what's more important is that you figure out what it can do, all the different configurations that you can use with these backpacks along with the other tools. And there we go. Now that you're watching this video, it also means that the Kickstarter campaign is up and running, and you have a chance to get these backpacks as well as the other packing tools in a friendlier price, and maybe even in bundles. I'm not particularly sure yet. But in general, it will be cheaper. If you already like them, get them now. And of course, that link down below is an affiliate link. So you get to buy me a few cups of coffee along the way. I always say coffee because I spend so much on coffee. Anyway, again, these are the two outdoor backpacks from Peak Design, and that is basically how I would use them. Let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nicco Valenzuela. I'm a landscape and architectural photographer. In this channel, I talk a lot about the gear, but I also do a lot of tutorials and some career advice for photographers. So if you're into that, then do click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And while you're at it, share this video to influence your friends into spending on really nice bags. In any case, thank you for watching.